Welcome to first podcast. I don't know.
Well, hello, Philip.
Hi,
How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so try to tell me. You started before, like you were saying something. So try to say something now.
Didn't really want to say much. Just hi, how you doing? And I'm ready for your questions.
Okay. So for everybody, Zoltan is a writer. Am I right?
Yes.
What kind of books you're writing?
Definitely fiction. Within that, sci-fi and fantasy, and mystical thrillers usually.
Okay, so it's not just like just a space things and.
Mostly, but I do write something else as well.
I didn't read your book yet, so.
What a shame.
Oh yeah, it's a shame. I should just I should just make it somehow. Okay, so let's start somehow because I'd like to know like more about you, more about your work. Just
Well, I born in Hungary, grew up, and now I'm here.
yeah, that was my first question. How do you know? Good. So Hungary.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
Oh, before here it was before 2010.
Mhm.
So I was working abroad at quite a young age, roughly around the 2000s, and I went to work on a cruise ship. Worked with Disney Cruises and then Carnival Cruises out in the US for about 3 years.
Okay.
Then I worked a couple of years back in Hungary, and I'm here since 2010, basically.
Since 2010.
Not here in the lakes, but around in the UK.
Okay, not in the lakes. Just maybe we can say where are we right now. It's
Well, it's the
which
Lake
town
District
is it? Yeah, okay.
called Ambleside,
Okay.
and that's the north part of the UK, very touristy place,
Mhm.
pretty much close to the Scottish border.
Okay. Is it better for you than US?
I wish to be in the US, but that's a bit more difficult if I want to work there.
Okay.
I cannot just go on the land and work. You have to have a visa and all kind of paperwork for that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you usually do when you're here when you're on your day off?
On my day off,
Yeah.
on my day off, I relax and write and read a lot.
Okay. What kind of a book you read usually?
Literature, yeah. Well, mostly my genre. It's sci-fi or fantasy.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. What do you think? What's better, like movies or books?
Both. Books are better in a way that everything is written down and described, so you can imagine it. On a movie, you can see what's going on. So nowadays, the visual effects are a lot better than they were. So you can see everything, but you cannot really put everything in a 2.5 hour movie from a 500-page book. So
Okay. If there would be like the kind of movie from any of your books, how long do you think you're gonna take?
I would say 2 hours.
2
each,
hours.
roughly. Yeah.
Will it be like at least like 90% of your book, or just like 50 or something?
What? I didn't get it.
Like when you have like a book, you said that you cannot put everything from the book to the
Yeah.
2 hours movie. So what do you think? What will it be, like 70% of it? Or?
I would say 80 because my books are not like 500-600 pages.
Okay.
Usually 200-300.
Okay.
So that's it's more easy to turn it into a
Mhm.
movie.
What inspired you to become a writer, and did you have it when you were back in Hungary?
I think the earliest memory of that when my father sent me to the nearest video rental shop and asked me to rent the first 2 Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And I think after that I saw that I don't know, my fantasy and my inspiration just turned on, and ever since I wanted to write stories, which I did, but some of them were really like in a childish manner. It was not that serious, but I've been writing stories.
So you've been writing before, like?
Yes, since I was like 13, I think.
Oh, good. How many stories you wrote before your first book was released?
I definitely wrote one which got lost years and years ago, and I wrote a lot of poetry,
Mhm.
which I don't have anymore as well. But the first book was a fantasy about some wizards or stuff, which is still on my computer, but it's not been published as a book.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think because it was based on my inspiration of a writer who wrote a best-selling series, and I pretty much tried to write in that style.
Yeah, can you
Looking back now, it was not a bad story, but it was really more like the book I read.
Okay, can you say who was that?
The name of the writer is Terry Goodkind,
Okay.
an American writer, and he's very famous of writing the Sword of the Truth series, or Wizard's First Rule, which is now a 20 book.
Wow, that's good. That's good. So you started to write the science fiction, and you said something about poetry, if I'm right.
Yes, I did.
So what was the poetry about?
About everything: life, love, friendship. I had a really good imagination, and I was writing a lot. 10, 12 poems a day, I think.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
You could become a famous rapper.
Could be one.
Okay, so just maybe we can start something about your books, which I think you have two released already, if I'm right.
Yeah, 2 books. One is called The Lost Universe,
Okay.
which is a sci-fi, and another one called Nathan Darak, which is The Lost Empire, which is a vampire fantasy book in modern days.
Okay. What inspired you to do like exactly this storyline in each books?
The vampire is more interesting because there was this famous book and movie called Twilight,
Yeah.
which was 4 or 5 book, and a
Yeah.
lot of teen girls went crazy.
I've read it as well.
Okay, me too. And the thing is, I was thinking that, okay, look, if she can write a vampire story, Stephanie Meyer, the author of of those books, then I can do it too. So I wrote a vampire story.
What about the second one, so the Lost Universe?
Lost Universe, that was actually the first one, but doesn't matter. I don't know, I just wanted to write my own story, and I needed to really think what to write, because I didn't want to write another Harry Potter or a new Star Wars or another Star Trek
Okay.
type of story, so I did write another one, which is about, obviously I'm not going to tell too much about the book,
Okay.
which is about aliens, UFOs to be specific, and it completely turns the subject away, because you always see in movies UFOs that they are most of the time the enemy or the villain, and they're trying to attack Earth and kidnap people, and I turned the story around, so they are the good guys, basically. It's set in the future in about 200 years from now.
200. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I have one question, because you don't usually put your name on your books.
Now I use a writer name, which is Keith Brandon.
I have maybe weird questions, because there's like a lot of people and many people in the world who wants to start like unusual things, as you started writing. Many people wants to start like doing art or something else, which is not the same. Like for many families, it's like, oh, don't do it. Go and do like a proper work, proper job, and everything.
That's usually the thinking, yeah.
How's your beginnings with this? I mean, like, did you have any issue with your family or like environment around you? Did they say you don't do it?
Not really, to be honest. Maybe my grandmother, God bless her, she passed away, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But no, not really. Yeah, usually people who wants to be in the show business or art or writing and all that, it can be hard. In the US or in the UK, not really, because it's like a common thing. Everybody wants to be a singer, writer, actor, whatever, and most families usually are supporting.
Okay.
But this thing that art that you cannot make a living or you cannot become famous is still around in the world, and many families or parents are, oh no, don't do it because you're just gonna fail and you're not gonna. No, it's just not true. You just have to go after it and do what you want, and until you don't succeed, yeah, you have to have a day job. So simple as that.
Okay, so yeah, what you've been doing as well. Okay, so it wasn't that like or was it hard? How was it? Because I have no idea. I'm just starting with this one, you know, and
You mean to publish a book?
yeah. If I can say, maybe it's gonna motivate more people to do
Right.
something which is like, you know, more important for them.
It's not a difficult thing. It's time consuming, and when time comes in, most artists getting nervous and upset, and because they obviously everybody wants to happen it right now and or tomorrow or next week.
Okay.
But it takes time. In writing, for me, and as I said, I didn't want to be the next Harry Potter or the new Star Wars, so it was even a bit more difficult because I wrote something new, and I got many rejections from publishers or agents. And, oh, sorry, this is not what we're looking for.
Okay.
But I could go on. That's an interesting thing anyway. So I had to go through roughly 100 publisher and agent until I find one that says, oh yeah, okay, that looks good, we're interested and we're going to publish it. Sometimes it's less, but most writers gone through quite a bit of publishers and agents until they got the one that they got published with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a 5-minute thing. Can be, but usually it's not.
So is it still something for you, like you're writing because, okay, you have 2 published books already,
Mm-hmm.
third is on the way, if I'm right?
Yes, and number 4 is on the way as well.
Oh, really? Okay, good. So is it still for you like, okay, I can do it in free time, you know, it's not like you feel you don't have a state of mind when you're just putting yourself to the situations. I don't want to do it, but I have to, you know.
No.
Or do you have
no.
do you have any time? Or I mean, do you have sometimes feelings like this that I don't want to do it, you know, or how is it?
It's if you are into writing for a long time, sometimes you just say that okay, you know what, I'm not writing today, and tomorrow I just want to put my mind off and watch movies or go somewhere, and then 2 days later you just continue.
Okay.
But it can be a failure for many new writers because they start to write and they write on the first 100 page and then I don't know what to write anymore. It's fine. Just take a break, a couple of days, do something else, and then let your imagination work again.
Okay, so it's not something like you have to do it. Doesn't matter what. I mean, like every day, because you feel
Some
like pushed to something.
Some writers do write every day. Some don't.
Mm-hmm.
It completely depends on who you are, what kind of person you are,
Okay.
how you live your life.
Do you prefer any I don't know coffee shop or something somewhere where you can just sit and write, or how do you, where do you usually write?
Sometimes yes. Yet again, from time to time you want to go out and just sit between people and you need a noise to get creative. Sometimes I just need to sit in a room quietly and just look at the wall or look out the window, and then my imagination starts to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it depends a little bit on your mood, how you feel on that day.
Is there anything where you would change on your books now after it's published? It's a kind of
maybe a better cover, but I'm happy with that cover.
Okay. Is that all?
I think so, yeah.
That's good motivations to buy books though for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you see your future? You're a science fiction writer. So how do you see your future?
My future, I'm famous, everybody knows me, everybody likes me, and I made tons of money. But there's some truth in it, because obviously I want to make a living out of it, and not just because not just to put together a bit of a story and then sell it for thousands and millions, but this is what I want to do. This is what I want to make, and well, for me, writing is entertaining myself and entertaining others. It's not just like a cheap show to make money of it, which unfortunately many people think it is, but no.
So I have like a question, which is like continuing the question from the few minutes later. It was we were talking about the movies. Would you be happy if any movie studio just took your book and just film it?
Yeah, of course. I think most writers, especially in the fiction or science fiction genre, it's the ultimate goal to see your work becoming on the big screen. But I would be happy to have it as a TV show or an animation even. So.
Okay, so if Netflix are listening,
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. we can start some cooperation there.
Yeah, I think so.
You said that you have like books which are here in the UK. We would like to bring it to the abroad market, some or just have it in Hungary or some other countries,
Yeah,
to have it in different languages.
Yeah, of course. At the moment, as far as I know, a publisher works on also how to translate it into different languages.
Okay.
And as soon as I have some news, it will be posted on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Do you have any idea which countries it would be?
No idea.
Or you don't want to say, right?
No, I have no idea. I would be happy to say, but I have no idea at the moment.
If there would be anything you could just tell your readers or people around who are just listening or just liked your page on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere else, what would you say to them?
Have a look, have a try, read the book and enjoy it, and hope you're gonna be entertained.
Okay, something to life.
Something to life. Don't give up on your dreams. Whatever it is, you can do it. Which is really nowadays becoming a cheap phrase that you can do it and don't give up and everything. But unfortunately, this is how it is. So if you want to achieve something, go for it. Try to find friends and partners, like a boyfriend or girlfriend, who is sharing your passion, even if they are not a writer or an artist, but agree with you and share your passion.
Nice, good point. And I have one last questions from the ordinary questions for you. So where we can buy your books, and when will be your third and probably maybe fourth one released or published?
The two books, Lost Universe and Nathan Darak, The Lost Vampire, is available on Amazon under my name, writer name, Keith Brendan. Book number 3 and 4 are in the works, so it will take some time until it gets published, but hopefully soon.
Okay, so we don't have I
don't have a date yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, and I have two last questions. I had a Q&A section where it's whether this or this. You answered me for books or movies, so it's all right. You're a science fictionist, so I have a question: SpaceX or NASA project?
Oh, good question. I like both, but I would have to go into it more to study to see which one I like better. But I think they're both doing good.
Yeah, I think there's a new project SpaceX for next year. So.
But as far as I can see, what I can see by now is I think SpaceX is advancing more, maybe, than NASA.
Yeah. Okay. I take it like an answer. And last quick question. Writing with a pen or on your computer or notebook?
I love writing with a pen, and then usually I type up my chapters. That's how it goes.
Okay. Thank you very much for interview. Thank you very
pleasure.
much for your answers. And I hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice.